Hey guys, what's up? It's klaireeberry, and I am here to talk with you guys today about the twin flames, a little bit deeper level. And this is really pulling it together, kind of interjecting a little bit of probably twin flames here into my program because I have a feeling this one is definitely going to go into the program, at least for a little while. So, yeah, I'm here. It's late, but I really was just, brainstorming and thinking about things that I wanted to say, and I felt like, well, I better just go ahead and say them. So I was thinking about, why we have the twin flame energy. Why do we have this? Why is it a flame? What does this mean? And then, of course, me, I get to thinking and thinking and thinking, and it's like, oh, it gets deeper and deeper. And so then it became this whole analogy for everything, literally everything. So I will just go ahead and jump right in so that I can share, what I'm talking about here. Okay, so obviously, with the light, symbology, it's all encompassing. I mean, it's pretty standard, to have like your metaphors and things use light, light in the dark, the dark force and the good, like all of this stuff, and it's just it's such a way for us to reflect, like how we're feeling at any given time, like what's coming out of us at that time, like these energies, good and bad energy. It's just like such a symbolic, light is just so, it's just so deep, really, it is, because at first there was light. So, it's all about reflecting, and it's all about projecting. It's all about being able to be aware of what you may be projecting, and being aware of what is being reflected off of you, and all, just any way you want to look at it with that symbology. And really that's what it's all about, how we're seeing things, how we're taking things, how we are reverberating through this life, how we're handling everything. But of course, you have the on the twin flames, we know what twin flames are, everybody's heard that before, this passion, this differences, something's keeping them apart, there's drama, there's figuring it out, but they can't let go of each other. That's the twin flame situation in a nutshell. So yeah, it comes down to, of course, you have the passion. Of course, you have, it's a flame. It's just a flame you can't get rid of. Like you thought maybe you were gonna move on. They're just an old flame, but no, they're not. Like they come back. But of course, you have to relate it with the wands, the burning, the fire, the passion, the desire, like what you want, what you're doing physically. These are all also, obviously inextricable. I don't know. So, but again, like I said, it gets deeper than just that, because there's this piece, especially for the divine feminine, that we need to understand, that we feel the pull. We're like moths to the flame, like you feel the pull, you go in and you get fucking burned. And if you're lucky, you get out of there. You know what I mean? That sounds really bad. But it's like, you need to have that space. You obviously can't just be blind and go into the flame, and burn out fast. Like all of this stuff, don't burn the candle at both ends. You got to give that flame some space if you want to keep that flame burning. You know what I mean? So it becomes this whole other level of metaphor, and but it does need, it does need space. It does need air. Okay, so on one level, you can think about it as just that way. Like, you can't smother it. You can't smother your relationship. You can't smother your person. You can't try to force it. You can't give them everything and not give yourself anything. Overcompensate. You can't have that really super crazy pull where it just is like obsessive and it gets on that negative level. And it just causes problems. That desperation will actually push it away. What we chase in life runs. What you resist persists. So you have to keep on, making sure and keeping that balance, okay, which is also air energy, okay? So the air, the space, the keeping your mind right, keeping your mind honestly on yourself, okay? And that also has to do with keeping it lit, because there's not just one flame. With the twin flames, there's actually four, because it's twin flames on each person. So you could just think about it as two, but you also could think about it as, there's four, it's the 1 1 1 1, all of the aces in, like Sophia Charles always says, all of the aces, 1 1 1 1. This is also a level of having all of our shit in alignment, our mental, our emotional, our physical, and our habits over time, our more external energies. All of it is in alignment. Okay, it's all working together. It may not all be incredibly perfect, but it's working together. And that's how you keep it lit, is by showing up for yourself. And each person has to show up for themselves first in order to even be able to recognize the true love in the other person. And that's just the way that it goes. We have to show up for ourselves first. That's like the ultimate lesson here. Okay, so there is space. Familiarity breeds contempt. You don't want to get too close and smother it. So many lessons on that. I think throughout our lives, we learn that at a pretty young age. Usually it's depending on how deep we learn it, but it's about being whole. Okay. That flame, it's a whole thing. You can't ever have like a half of a flame. A flame is whole regardless of what kind of shape it's taking. You know what I mean? So, but it could, you don't want to let it die out. And unfortunately, there are things that we can do in this lifetime to hurt ourselves and cause ourselves problems and push our twin flames away. So it's like you got to kind of protect those flames. You got to protect yours for sure. Like you got to always protect yourself, your assets, all of your things. Like protect yourself. Do what you need to take to protect yourself, but still live your life. You know what I mean? It's just one of those balances that we have to come to in life. Protect your light, but you also protect the lights together, that when you come together, your flames can in fact ignite and help shine a lot of the light into the world that we need to shine. It's all about shining that light. Again, back to the basics of the good and, how much this world needs us to shine our lights. The light that is inside of us is of course good. Okay. And what we're doing here, okay, have a little diagram. I might show you in a minute, but I want to walk you through it first. Okay. You have, obviously again, the fire, the flame, this is the wands. The wands is the flames. Okay. So this residual light that comes off of the flames, that is kind of like your pentacles, your outer energy that just goes out into the world and affects other people. It affects your kids. It affects, your community, like all of these things. And really, again, what fuels the fire, you have both the air, like we talked about before with the thoughts, which is fuel in a way, but then you have the fuel, like the, we would think about it as the wick or like the wood that would burn it. You know what I mean? So that in this instance in this metaphor, would be like the emotions, so the emotions and the air are kind of combining and to make this fire, and the fire is its own energy. And what it's doing is transmuting negative energy. And that's why you have the smoke come off. Okay. So it's like release, it's growth, it is change. Okay. And then afterwards, even when the flame does eventually die out, as all things will change, we know that, everything that's left behind from this fire, this interaction, this combustion that we call life, you know what I mean? And love, which is one and the same, it goes back and it nourishes the earth, it nourishes what is physical. It nourishes what is left behind. And then again, having too much earth, having too much of that, it can smother it. You can't go one way or another. It is a delicate thing in a way. And it is something to be protected. It is something to be, and sometimes you have to check yourself. It's not just about like protecting from the outside, but make sure that you're just not getting too, like burnt out. You know what I mean? Like your thoughts have to be proper. Your emotions have to be proper to feed a good flame. You hear? So that's why we do the shadow work and the inner child healing at the klaireeberry page, just klaireeberry here on YouTube. I have the playlist that is just my program. You can find all the shadow work there, all the holistic law of attraction tips there. And in the program, we also have the inner child healing right now. So, and I'm kind of wrapping it up and adding some things to the end, and it's going to be ready soon. So I'm so excited. But I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are just feeling great. Like I said, lots of other videos, more general readings going up on klaireeberry, as opposed to here at klaireeberry Sanctuary. So don't forget to like, subscribe, find me all over social media. I'm klaireeberry at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, and you can always find the most up-to-date pricing on any of my personal readings, my direct unlimited lifelong coaching club. All of this stuff can be found, pricing stuff can be found at klaireeberry.com. So take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.